Okay, guys, we're going to go over how to submit your assignments. So this is Unit 1. This will be the first assignment that we're doing. Right here we've got our video PowerPoint presentation. That's the actual lecture. Here is the PowerPoint from that lecture, so it should be very similar, if not the same. These handouts right here are meant to be kind of filled out as you're going through the lecture. And then here is the link to the student reference book. Again, remember, 100% of all the answers are in this PDF, in this book. If you just take the time to read each unit, they're short units. It's not that long of a read, but that's going to be the best way to kind of get a good grade, a passing grade in this class is just reading that student reference book. Okay? So, reference book, handouts to follow along during the lecture, PowerPoint, and then at the bottom of each of these units, you will have the discussion, any activities that have to be turned in, and then your assessment, which is your quiz. Okay, so the only thing that we'll have to download or edit and then turn in is going to be these handouts, the activities. So right now we should be working on Unit 1 line interpretations, so we'll download that. Okay, and this is the handout. We should have talked about this in class. Remember that this is a multi-view drawing. This is just an isometric view of the part we're talking about. So don't use this drawing to answer any of these questions. If it's asking you for front, top, and side views, if you read that chapter, you should know which views we're talking about, which would be on this multi-view drawing, not this isometric view of the part. Okay? So there's a few ways that we can fill these out. I always recommend that you print them out, fill it out, and then scan or take a picture of it and submit it. Get this to open up in Adobe instead of the internet. There we go. So if you download it, you should be able to open this up in Adobe. And then on the side here, you'll have drawing options. Okay. So if you're going to do this, please make sure everything is legible. If you are doing dimensioning, things like that, make sure it is easy to read, right? Leader lines, stuff like that. If your drawing is getting turned in and I cannot make out what it is you're trying to convey, you're going to get a 0. Okay, so make sure it is legible. All right, so if you have the ability to, you can just edit this in Adobe, save it, and then submit. If you would rather do this in like Microsoft Word, if you're more comfortable with that, you can always convert this to a Word document. Take this to the desktop. Might take a minute. Okay, and then the same thing, if you're going to put it into Word, I'd recommend you just fill in the answers beneath if it's something you can type out. Some of this you're going to be required to draw on the actual drawing. So in Word, you've got this tab up here for drawing, and same thing as Adobe. Please make sure any marking you do down here is legible. Okay, so if you're going to write text, maybe use a text box, or if you're going to type in underneath one of the questions, do it in a different font or make it bold. Okay, so that I can tell that's your answer. Okay, and then you could save this as, again, a PDF. Save as PDF. If yours looks a little different than this, you can always do the drop down and you should have the option to save as a PDF. Any submission in Canvas, I want it saved as a PDF. It just makes it a lot easier to read. Even if you are printing it out, filling it out by hand, and taking a picture, put those pictures in a PDF. All right. So once you have it filled out, completed, you'll just hit the Start Assignment button and you'll submit the document right there. And that'll be that. As soon as it's graded, If there's something wrong with it, if there's an error, if I can't read what you're answering, I'll leave a comment. So make sure you're paying attention to those. Look at your score.